What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're going to be checking out that Volair Mach 1. We're going to be going over the specs, how I feel about it. Also, I have a code for them. It's Farmer. That's the code you do at checkout. You get 10% off. I'll get a kickback on that. We're going to go over this paddle. The last one, other people compared it directly to the Ronbus. This one isn't exactly the same, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into this. The average weight of this paddle is 8.2 ounces. The paddle length is 16.5 inches. The paddle width is 7.5 inches. The thickness is 16 millimeters. The handle length is 5.5 inches. The grip circumference is 4.125 inches. The paddle face is raw T700 raw carbon fiber. It's thermoformed, it has foamed edges, and it's a unibody design paddle. Yeah, when it comes to the power of this paddle, with the Generation 1 version of the Volair paddle and the Ronbus R1.16, people said they were identical. Now with this one, the power I would put a little bit higher than the Ronbus, but it doesn't have the pop that the double black diamond has. I would probably put it like the double black diamonds here, the R3 Pulsars here. I would probably put it closer to the R3 Pulsar, just by a little bit. But it is definitely more powerful than the Pulsar series from Ronbus. When it comes to control, much like I said with the power, it's going to have a little more power than the Pulsars, but the control in the Pulsars are going to be a little bit better. Now, with that said, the control in this is really good. It's not as powerful as like the double black diamond, the flash, and paddles like that. I feel like this is below them, but when it comes to control, you're going to get more control for the less power that you get from this paddle, to be honest. Okay, in terms of spin, with other paddles, I've always put the Pulsar above everything else. Now, when I used this paddle and switched out between the Pulsar, I could tell differences between the power, the control. I could not tell a difference between the spin. So in my opinion, this is definitely in the top 10 for spin. It's also in my top 10 for paddles now too, to be honest. I'm working on a top 10 paddle list. Stay tuned for that. But this one's definitely on the list, especially after playing with it, because I love the Pulsars and this one has a little bit more power. So I feel like I could go to this from the Pulsars and not be, changing too much overall. In terms of durability, it is a broken record at this point. Unibody design paddles are not going to snap. Okay, you've got these sandwich paddles that are, just straight up glued on top of each other. There's no carbon fiber along the edges. There's no foam along the edges. Those are going to snap. Paddles like this, they're not going to snap. I don't see that being a problem. The raw carbon fiber is going to last longer than the spray-on grit will. There's not really much else to say when it comes to these unibody design paddles, to be honest. Now, this is where my comparison with the R1 Pulsar is identical. Now, when I was using the Pulsar and this paddle, the swing weights felt identical. If there's a swing weight difference, it will literally just be a couple of points and it will not be enough for the average person to tell. So when you're using this and you go back between the R1 Pulsar and this, don't expect a difference in swing weight. Okay, when it comes to customization, the grip tape on this looks so clean. I just absolutely hated having to put an overgrip on it. I always put overgrips on my paddles. So when I got the baby blue grip on it, I was like, man, I'm really about to have to tape over this. But yeah, I put an overgrip on it. I also put lead along the throat, right from where the handle starts up to where it starts to go straight up. That's the only place I put the lead at. But yeah, I mostly made this customization part the graph about how I had to cover up the grip tape. It looked really good. All right, for $159 without a code, that's a pretty good price. A lot of these companies are now realizing that the $200+ price range just isn't going to work out. So with these companies putting it at this price, you can buy the paddles for a reasonable price, play with it, and then say half a year from now, if there's new technology, you can upgrade to a new paddle, and you didn't spend $333 on it. That's like the big plus about these paddles, to be honest. Because originally the paddles were all above $200, and you just cringed spending money on them. But yeah, overall, this has been my review of the Volair Mach 1 16mm. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to see some cows in the background. I don't know if they ran off or if they stayed the whole time. I hope they stayed. But yeah, I got to play at a tournament this last weekend. I got to meet a few of my farming family. Dude, that's always really fun, dude. I love connecting and, communicating with people. The people that met me, comment down below what you thought. I had a lot of fun. That was a really good tournament. I wish the indoor courts were a little bit better. But overall, I hope y'all had a good day. Y'all stay safe. Hopefully I'll see more of y'all in the future. I'm going to the North Carolina State Championship next week. So I'll look to see y'all there. Drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.